Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna and it's Tag Tuesday. Alright, so today we are doing an oldie but a goodie. I somehow have never done this tag, so we're going to do, as if you can probably tell if you already read the description or the title of it, we're doing the GoodReads tag. I actually have no idea who created this tag, so if I can find that, I will link it in the description below. I was actually searching through Books and Lala's tag videos and found this one, so I will also link her video down in the description below. And without further ado, let's get started with the questions. The first question is, what is the last book that you marked as read? So I do have my GoodReads pulled up, but I already know the answer to that question, and that is The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. I just finished this yesterday, and I actually listened to most of it on audiobook. And you'll have to listen to my July wrap-up here in a week or so about this one and what I thought about it, but yeah, this was the most recently read book. The second question is, what are you currently reading? And on GoodReads, I have 3 books that I am currently reading. One of them I'm not actively reading because it's my monster, and so I just kind of pick it up when I can, and so, but I'm still using GoodReads as a way to kind of track my progress, just to see how often I read it, how much I read it at a time, that kind of stuff. That is The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. Like I said, it's a monster, 973 pages or something like that. I have not picked this up in a couple of weeks, so it's just kind of sitting there, let's be honest. And then the 2 books that I am actively reading, one is on audio and one is physical book, and that is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and which I'm almost done with. I should finish today. And the next one is The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw. Now, I am pre-filming these videos, so if you go on my GoodReads today, it might actually be a little bit different than what you're seeing. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to finish a book today. You won't see this come up until Tuesday, but that's okay. All right, the next question is, what was the last book you marked as to be read? That one I will need to go look at. So I kind of was working on GoodReads the other day, and I don't know if it's gonna mess up things, but let's find out. So the last one I marked as to be read was What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli. I know that I had actually wanted to read that one a long time before, but I think I just found it on GoodReads because someone else marked it as to be read, and so then I just hit want to read. You know, like I said, my TBR is not necessarily super consistent. There's a lot of things on that TBR that maybe I don't want to read anymore. There's a lot of things that I actually do want to read that are not on that GoodReads list. I have a lot of different ways of tracking that, and I'll talk about that in a later video. That's not this one. The next question is, what book do you plan to read next? So after I finish The Wicked Deep and Harry Potter, I am going to be picking up the Book of Essie by Megan McLean Weir, I think is how you say her name. This is a contemporary about a girl who is in kind of like this cult, this religious cult, kind of like 19 Kids and Counting. So it's a reality TV show, and she finds out she's pregnant. So then they have to figure out what to do with her, basically. The next question is, sorry, I have all the questions down below my camera, so I keep looking down. Do you use the star rating system? I absolutely do. I definitely do. And because of the way that GoodReads uses their star rating system, I match mine. Because GoodReads doesn't use half stars, I don't use half stars in my personal. I usually just either round up or round down. If I think it's a 3.5 star, if it's a good 3.5, it might become a 4. If it's maybe, then it becomes a 3. So that's kind of how I do that. And it just makes everything easier and more cohesive, and my GoodReads average looks the same as my average on my spreadsheet. That was a really long answer to that question. The next question is, what book do you plan to buy next? I honestly don't know. I think my next one will probably be Girl Made of Stars or The Darkest Minds, because The Darkest Minds has a movie coming out this summer and I would kind of like to see it if I can, but I would like to read the book first. But I don't know, because I'm kind of trying to put myself on a book buying ban and not buy books. I don't know that will happen, because August is my birthday, or my birthday's in August, and obviously I'm gonna want to buy books. Maybe they will be with gift cards though. Who knows? Anyways, that's, I honestly, I tend to just like mood buy, if that makes sense. I'll see a book, or I hear a book talked about, especially after I watch all of the book hauls and wrap-ups, and then I go and purchase the book on Amazon because I'm trash like that. The next question is, are you doing a 2018 reading challenge? And I am. I'm actually doing two. I am doing Pop Sugar Challenge, obviously I've talked about that multiple times, and then for GoodReads my goal is 60 books, so 50 of the 60 should match the Pop Sugar Challenge, which hasn't really happened yet because I've actually read 49 books and I've only read 30 that match the Pop Sugar Challenge. That all being said, yes, my yearly reading challenge for GoodReads is 60 books, and I have read 49. I should finish my 50th. I'm really excited that my 50th book will be Harry Potter. I just feel like that is monumental of some sort. I don't know. The next question is, do you have a wish list? And honestly, I didn't know that GoodReads had wish lists. I know, I guess you could create a shelf that would be considered the wish list. I don't do that. I do have an Amazon wish list, but for the most part, my wish list is just my TBR, if that makes sense, or I just go buy books. So that's that. I don't use a wish list on GoodReads. The next question is, do you have any favorite quotes? And I don't actually use the quotes function that often in GoodReads. Very, very rarely do I ever. I think I might have like one or two, and it's just because I don't remember why I did that. So yeah, I very rarely use that function. The next question is, who are your favorite authors? I don't necessarily have authors that I will just auto buy for. There might be one or two, but some of my favorites that I have recently found are Taylor Jenkins Reid. Obviously, I've like raved about this book. And then Jacqueline Middleton is an indie author that I actually have worked with in the past, and she's just absolutely a fantastic person, just as a person. I've talked with her on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And so she's just a beautiful person, and I'm really excited about her next book coming out this fall. I have posted something about that on Instagram, so you should check that out. The last question is, have you joined any groups? I have. I'm part of a couple of the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge groups. I'm not very active on there anymore. What I was using those for, because they would have recommendations for which books to read for which challenges, and so I was going through that a lot at the beginning of the year, just looking at what books I should choose if I was kind of stuck on a prompt. But recently I have not been very active on them. Alrighty guys, that is all of the questions. Because this is such an old tag, I have no idea who has done this or who hasn't, or who even wants to do it. So I am not going to tag anybody, but if you would like to do this video and you have not, or you would like to do it again or whatever, I officially tag you, and let me know down in the comments below what your book, the book that you are planning to pick up next is. I would love to know the answer of that, and I will talk to you all in the comments below. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.